Well, I think that moves us on to our favorite shit we couldn't make up.
No, we're good. We're picking the show. It's getting a little more lively now, a little more fun.
There we go. Yeah, I brought it down. I'm bringing it back up.
Well, don't worry, we'll bring it back down with asshole of the week. But for now, let's ride the laughs.
Well, I mean, I think the theme of our shit you couldn't make up has to be the ump show.
It is the ump show this week.
Yeah, it started. Well, the one I have to bring up is yesterday's, or maybe it was yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday.
Madison Bumgarner versus Funky Dan Bellino.
Funky Dan Bellino.
Yeah, there was some weirdness going on. I saw a brief clip on Twitter before I really knew what was happening, but I saw Dan Bellino just staring weirdly into the eyes of an unsuspecting Madison Bumgarner. And I couldn't figure out what was really happening. People are kind of freaked out by it, rightly so. But apparently what was happening is in the first inning of the Diamondbacks game, I don't even know who they were playing, but Mad Bum had a little bit of an issue with the home plate umpire, which is not Dan Bellino, oddly enough, and voice his opinion as he's wont to do. You've seen him many times, quite obvious with his emotions.
Yes, he does not hide his emotions.
No, he's in touch with his feelings for sure.
Yeah, he's a Renaissance man.
He had plenty. Yes, he had plenty to say, jawing just a little bit, showing his displeasure coming off the mound. To which the obligatory visit to, I believe it's the first base ump that actually checks, or I guess it depends on which side of the field the dugout is. But this happened to be Funky Dan Bellino, as I like to call him, had the duties of checking Madison Bumgarner's hands for sticky stuff, which is the new protocol after every half inning. But this one got a little weird right away. As
it went awry.
Yeah, it went awry as Dan Bellino chose to escalate a situation that was not really his. He clearly wanted to fuck with Mad Bum is the way I'm looking at this. I'm not sure if you share this, but he literally grabbed Mad Bum's hands with both of his hands, which I think is probably the protocol. I don't pay too close of attention if you're supposed to use one hand or two hands.
Yeah, it varies by ump. There are some umps, like you could probably, they're just like, thanks.
They flip it over maybe.
I'll be honest. It seems more like
cursory.
It's a formality at this point.
Yeah. Well, this took on a very odd look very quickly because it lasted longer than most. As it looked like Bellino was fondling his hand almost.
Yeah, it was strange.
The stranger part of it was how he was staring directly at Mad Bum while Mad Bum was basically looking down at his hand. There's no reason to make eye contact necessarily with the ump while it's happening, because that would be very odd while another man is fingering your hand, essentially looking into their eyes.
Please.
I think that's literally the situation. And I think Mad Bum felt the same way when he looked up from his hand, kind of wondering why this was taking so long, looked up, looked down, and then looked right back up again because he realized Dan Bellino was just staring him right in the face the whole time. I think the only thing you can explain what was happening was Bellino was upset that Mad Bum was showing up his crewmate, whoever the home plate umpire was, and wanted to escalate the situation. This is where the ump show starts.
Yeah.
Literally, he was taunting Mad Bum with the power that he has on the field, that he can inspect his hand as long as he wants. He can molest his hand if he wants to. He can look deeply into his eyes in a very strange way just to taunt him. And Mad Bum lost his shit. Now, I don't know if this is substantiated, but I've seen this quote on the internet on Twitter. I can't confirm that it's been corroborated, but the quote is Mad Bum saw what was going on and said, "If you want to play these little pigs, go down to the minors where there's some fucking kids." And that's exactly the moment that Mad Bum was ejected by Dan Bellino. Exactly what Bellino wanted by doing this weird behavior in the first place. At which point, Mad Bum completely lost his shit and had to be restrained by several teammates and coaches not to beat the fuck out of Dan Bellino. So
yeah,
ridiculousness abounds. I blame Dan Bellino for this completely.
I'm not sure about that comment, because when you watch the video of it, which I've watched several times, Bellino definitely, by the way, his head did move. He said something to Bum before Bum walked away, and Bum just said like a word or two words to him. His mouth did not move enough to say a sentence.
Yeah.
And then whatever Bumgarner said to him,
there's a couple different videos of this.
One or two words, he tosses them. Yeah. At which point he says, "Fuck you." Yeah. Go fuck yourself. And then like we know the rest of it. So I'm not sure about I don't know.
I don't think we'll ever know.
We'll probably never know.
See, I saw one report where Mad Bum said that's what he said to him, and then I saw one place where he took the high road and didn't say anything about it, which can't believe that actually happened. So I'm a little lost at this point. It probably doesn't matter. The key to it is Dan Bellino created this situation. Essentially, this did not have to go this way if he hadn't taken his own sweet time with this hand check and then stared directly into his eyes.
This is from your new instructional umpire book, the Joe West How to Umpire book. This is literally what that move is from.
How disturbing would that be if your hands were being checked by Joe West and he was staring directly into your face at that?
And then out of this back, he pulls out and puts on a cowboy hat.
Wow.
Anyway, speaking of dark again, it got dark in here again. This is we're gonna call episode 100 the grim episode.
It's supposed to be a celebration. God damn it.
God damn it. All right. Mine's kind of funny. My story is kind of funny. We got to go back to the Sunday Sox Angels game where we all know Sox fans left early and missed what almost was a great comeback. But within the confines of that game, I believe in the ninth inning that extended the ninth inning for the White Sox, Sean Barber, first base ump, at that moment had just gotten his fourth call of the game overturned.
Oh, wow.
4 calls.
That's hard to do.
That, to me, you should be fired. Like, they were mixed. They were calling someone out when they should have been safe.
That was going to be my question.
Calling someone safe when they should have been out. It was a mixed bag.
These all like terribly close play. I mean, there can be close plays where you just get them wrong, but
I would say 3 were. I called the Robert one naked eye, like not just as a homer call. It was clear that he was safe, and he called him out, and the Sox were just like, they didn't even hesitate. They're like, review it, like when it's like that, it's like, what the fuck? So
yeah,
the best part about this is this set a record. But
that's good.
A new record. But who did Sean Barber beat out? Our favorite umpire next to Joe West, Angel Hernandez.
There he is.
Had 3 calls overturned previously in the game last year. Sean Barber got 4 overturned. So, he's got some work to do at first base. What I will say, because I believe in fairness on this show.
Oh, wow.
I was terrified.
I do not.
I know you do not. You can't even have fun with a asking Cubs question segment.
Why would we call ourselves Major League Assholes?
You get defensive about stupid questions I made up. Anyway, so Sean Barber is behind the plate on the Sunday game, and I have to say, I was terrified that this is going to be one of those games where the balls were strikes at one time, and then they were balls and whatever. I got to give him credit. He's a way better home plate ump than he is a first base ump.
Maybe he's just having a bad day at first base, but
much like yesterday's game with the Cubs and the White Sox, you may not have been happy with the strike zone, but that guy kept calling those like 1 inch or 2 inch balls off the plate strikes.
That was driving me crazy.
It worked both ways. It sucked for our hitters. How can you how do you have a chance at hitting? And it was kind of like that was part of the success. I actually I think Trout's last strikeout for the Golden Sombrero was a ball, but he had called that low strike all day. So, I mean, I'll give him credit. And do we need robo-umps? We're getting off in a different direction. I think we do need robo-umps just so everyone has.
We are definitely on record as saying we need robo-umps.
I mean, everyone has a fair chance. So I did notice one thing. Can we do a little bit of shit Pete forgot that he wanted to comment about?
We can always do shit Pete forgot.
So did you notice a trend of? You may or may not have noticed this. Yasmani Grandal would set up high. And they got Ian Happ on this multiple times, and then the pitch would come in lower half, but like nearly down the middle. They must have looked at something that saw that Cubs hitters were looking back at where the catcher was setting up, because they like Kopech threw. Oh, who the hell was it too? I forget who it was. He threw like a fastball straight down the middle, and Grandal set up like this. And then the pitch came down here, and he didn't even move his bat.
I saw that. I saw him. It
happened to Happ yesterday.
I know the pitch you're talking about. I didn't see that he was setting up high, and it just came right, but I remember it going right down the middle. I'm like, what the fuck are you looking for?
Yeah, and I think what they were doing is they were doing a little deacon, because it is known that there are hitters in the league that'll glance back to see where the catcher's setting up.
Why wouldn't you?
One thing you will notice about Yasmani Grandal before he calls a pitch and throughout he always is like this. He's always looking back at what the hitter's doing. So I think that's part of he's not always, he misses some balls in the dirt I think he should get to from time to time, but he's a great framer and is pretty savvy back there.
He brings some other intangibles.
But yeah, so that's Sean Barber. Good behind the plate. Terrible at first base.
To Sean Barber's defense, he is not a famous umpire, and I think that's a good thing. That is a good thing. I didn't know his name before this, or may have heard it, but I didn't pay attention. But Funky Dan Bellino, of course, I know, mainly because I love his name. But now he is infamous. Angel Hernandez is infamous. Of course, Joe West is the most infamous. So
what about who's your favorite of all time though?
What are we
Jim Joyce?
No, Jim Joyce felt bad about all that. He didn't do that because he's a dick. He just fucked it up and admitted it.
That's true. The thing about Jim Joyce is we never really heard his name again.
I didn't know who he was. Yeah, he kind of left the game fairly soon thereafter. But I think the whole point is we shouldn't know these guys' names. That they should just be there to adjudicate the game, not to assert their personalities in any way. Where clearly that was not Joe's agenda. I don't remember thinking of Dan Bellino as a showboater or anyone out to promote themselves, but I certainly knew his name. Angel Hernandez I don't think purposely seeks the limelight, but he's just so bad at his job that it comes up all the time.
Well, he's bad at the job, and then he sued the league for not getting.
That's a whole nother layer we didn't bring up last week. That he still has multiple lawsuits for not being promoted against Major League Baseball
for being a shitty ump. I'm not.
He wants to be shitty. He didn't understand why he wasn't a crew chief yet, or why he wasn't being able to umpire World Series games. Well, Angel, those lawsuits have been thrown out because everyone knows you are completely incompetent, and it's amazing you still have a job.
At the same time, though, if they're giving him a 96% scorecard behind the plate when it's an 88, maybe he has a point in why that he should be promoted.
That's Well, you could use that against Major League Baseball for creating such a ridiculous scoring system. It gives credit for balls 2 inches outside the zone.
Yeah, in fact, I would say, based on what we talked about, was that last week about how the umps are scored?
I think it was.
The umpire in the home plate umpire in last night probably received like a 98% because the zone was consistent.
Word Hole Media.